Why do we obsess? Everyone here, if you're neurospicy in any flavor, you are going to know this feeling one way or another. We have our brains just zoom in onto this one thing and we cannot get out of it. We cannot turn our attention or our anxiety off of this thing, whatever we try. Or can we? So I'm going to make this video a little bit personal. I'm going to share something that happened in my life, how I stopped this overthinking, how I stopped this in its tracks and managed to continue my life, thankfully. First, what exactly are we talking about here? What is going on? So good old-fashioned neurodivergent stuff, hyperfocus. We know kind of how hyperfocus works. Our brain puts this thing front and center, and that is the only thing it can see. And we come into this sort of perceived importance thing of, because we've got a lot of attention on it, it must be important. The brain thinks it must be important, even if it's actually clearly not important. Leading into this rumination loop, and we just go over and over and over and over again, the brain trying to find a solution which it cannot get. And we're emotionally labeling these things. We're emotionally thinking, not logically thinking. That because we have an emotion, that emotion must be true, but it's not true. So here's my example. This is what happened in my life. So unfortunately, like a year ago, I had like a staph infection of all places on my face, which causes this horrible like acne-like stuff. And I'm not really an acne-prone person typically. And now, whenever I get any kind of spots, my brain automatically starts to go down this path of, oh, that's the thing again. Focus on it, focus on it. So you can see, and I'm slightly dying inside, but I've got these couple of little spots on there. As I said, slightly dying inside, but it just goes to show you, look, it's kind of very superficial. It's nothing really, but my brain started down that anxious, obsessive thinking path before I stopped it. But it makes sense. I know why the brain does this. This is what happens. The brain is searching for a solution, and oftentimes we cannot give it a solution, unfortunately. But that's why we end up going again and again and again and again. We're trying to find, or our brain is trying to find a solution which is not there. Again, that attention is really not the same thing as importance, but our brain thinks attention is the same thing as importance. And it's just this reinforcement loop, right, of more attention makes the problem seem bigger. The problem seems bigger, we give it more attention, and again we just go around and around and around, bigger, bigger, bigger. So the brain, whilst trying to find a solution, is not creating a solution at all, it's creating a problem. So this is what I did. This is how life has thankfully not just stopped. Always just continue your life. Even if you can only manage to do a little bit, look at all of the things you have to or should or want to do that day and do at least some of them. Do not let that thing stop it. And obviously I've given you my little example, but this could be anything. If you experience RSD, it could be that you think someone said something maliciously or that they don't like you. That's probably not the case, but you could be obsessing and hyper-focusing on that. It could be that work's made some sort of cock up with a pension contribution, and your brain is telling you, oh, you go through all your pay slips and analyze everything and be on the phone constantly to payroll and make a real nuisance of yourself until it can get corrected. It could even be something like, you know, you're going to go out to a restaurant with your family next week and you have to know everything. Your brain is obsessing, like, what is the food going to be? Oh, it says it's going to be a burger, but what kind of burger? What exactly is going into it? How many toilets are there? Is there a garden? Will I be able to go outside? How loud is it going to be? Is it a great big hall kind of place, or is it just like a series of small rooms? And reduce checking. Like, I have not looked at my face for 2 weeks, and goodness knows it has made me feel so much better. Obviously, that's a real clear example for when you have like a physical ailment that you're sort of worried about, but it applies for anything else, right? Don't go looking at your text again and again and again, over analyzing and reanalyzing the thing that that person said, which maybe came across a bit bad. Don't be constantly on the phone to payroll every 30 minutes asking them if they've fixed it yet, or what kind of implication is this going to have. Don't be double, triple, quadruple checking what is going on with that restaurant. Just basically don't allow that issue to take up too much space in your head. Check once, it's fine. Then try zooming out. Will this thing matter in a month? Probably not. That pension mess up is going to be corrected. They will have to correct it one way or another. Worrying about that restaurant, this will not matter in a week and a day. As soon as you've been, this will not matter. In the grand scheme of things, the state of my skin does actually not matter at all. Expose yourself to existing with this problem without a solution and see what happens. I've said this in a different video already, but expose yourself to it and wait for nothing to happen or nothing bad to happen. If you let your brain go off of this and force it to sit without a solution, what happens? Does the world start burning down, or does everything just continue as it was? So that's my advice for that. Do you guys experience this? Tell me some of your experiences. I'd love to hear in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.